has a lot of potential for each of us to really come together as a church and communicate a lot more effectively. So I'm glad Chris is able to do this for us. So Chris, thank you.
Okay, so I hope I don't interrupt your meals, but I'll just talk through this. I'll try to talk slow. At the end, I'm going to give probably 3 or 4 minutes for questions, if you want to ask me a question or two. And I'll decide if I can answer here for the group or if we just want to talk offline. So what it is, this summer, a team of people put our heads together and said, you know, we need to organize better, we need to communicate better, and we need to document things better. So we did some research, we went out, we looked at all these different solutions, and this is the one that we decided would be the most beneficial to our organization and meet the needs of everything that we do. I mean, not to my surprise, this thing is phenomenal as I've gotten into it here the last few months. And every day or every week I come up with a new surprise. I'm like, wow, you know, I can do this now, or wow, you know, I had no idea I was doing this. So the biggest challenge for me and for the team of people that are working with me is to train all of you and all of them sitting in the seats. And it's going to be a long process. There's going to be some frustration. There's going to be some times when you don't want to, you know, use this thing. And you're tempted just to give up and go back to the pencil and paper. But what I want to do today is just convince you that, you know, we're not trying to make your life miserable. What we're actually trying to do is bring this church together in an online community, in an online database. And everybody in this room helping us do that will just help us realize that goal. So basically, there's a web address. Just to give you a little background, I'm not rolling this out publicly until about the first of the year. So there's no link on our website to this. There's no way for anybody out there to get to it because it's not ready. We got some dust settling still. We've got some things we're building. Some of the things don't work yet. So I don't want to put it in their hands and then get them frustrated and then they say, you know what, I'm not using this thing because it doesn't make sense to me, I'm done. So when basically we have a goal of January 1, this thing goes live. It's not going to go live with a bang. It's just going to, we're just going to turn it on and put it on our website. And as time goes on, we'll start introducing different features in the bulletin. We'll start maybe opening up training classes where myself or Cindy Marino is working close with me. We'll invite people to come, hey, you want to learn about this new system? Come join us for, you know, an hour after church on Sunday or something. Just so we can help people get into this. So the website address is fbbc.ccbchurch.com. The name of the platform is Church Community Builder, and that's where the CCB comes from. So this is the homepage where people first land. Just a little message, a login box, a place to get a login if you don't have one. Or you've got some other things here. You've got calendar where you can see events that are going on. We've also got a way to fill out forms. We've got this welcome center full of computer terminals where you can go and sign up for Christmas greeters. We've been using this a lot. So there's, without a login, there's still some things people can do. And the one that applies to us here is just find a group. So somebody doesn't have any familiarity with the program can still come to this search function and say, you know what, I want to find a group that meets in Greece. Weekends are probably better for me. And they told me to look for the word life groups. So I'm going to choose those 3 search criteria and I'm going to see what's available. So right now there's no groups available, which means I did something wrong. So probably because I chose weekends. There we go. And I shouldn't have chosen weekends. So we got to see dust settling. I got to fix that. So anyway, here's a list of all the groups in Greece that meet or will meet on Fridays, or my particular groups on Fridays, and that's the one I'm going to use as a demo. So, you can see that some groups are full. You can see Gaudy area is full, Grapes are full, Kings are full, and Digits are full. Again, we're still working through that and how that's all going to happen. But my group is not full. I just signed up and that's why I'm part of this group here. I signed up to host one of these life groups. I'm excited about that. I've written a description of what I think is going to happen in my home relating to life groups. And I'd like to see a description for each group out there so people, the new person, the guest, knows what they're getting into when they say, oh, I'm going to email Chris Grace. So sends me an email. Now this is for the person that's not logged in. They can send me an email, they can contact me, hey, I want to find out more about your group. Now let me show you the function of this with somebody who is logged in. I have some dummy people that I use for my testing. This is one of them. So now I'm logged in, my name is Cheech, and I'm looking for a group. So on the inside of this system, people are looking for a group. I go to the Groups tab. I can say, you know what, I'm not sure, maybe life groups. If I type in life, whoa, there's a lot of life groups, So maybe I want to refine my search. I'm going to go discover a new group. And I'm going to say, again, I want to meet on Fridays, because that's my only free day. I want to meet in Greece. And it's going to be life groups. So on the inside, I get this, which again is a similar list to what we saw earlier. There's my group. Let me see what this group's about. There's, let me see who's in there. I can't see who's in there yet, but I know there's already 6 people in there. I can read the description, and there's a button off to the right. I can request to join this group. So I'm going to click that button, request to join. And now I've just made a request to the leadership of that group. Hey, I want to be part of your group. Now that triggers something for all the leaders. You get an email. So-and-so is requested to join your group. Now you can start a conversation with that person. You can say, so glad that you want to join our group. Here's what we're doing. How can we help you? Do you have kids? Just make that initial contact and pull them in and, basically open up your home to them on those life group nights. So there's different ways for people to find out about life groups in the system. There's some functionality behind it that limits the number of people that can request to join. As you saw, some of those groups are already full. So people aren't going to be able to request to join your group because you're full. So that's something to think about. If you have room, but your group says you're full, you want to change some parameters to make sure people are feeling welcome into your group. So we're not going to figure this all out here in the 10 or 15 minutes I got. But what this function does, let me touch on this. Life groups here at the church has a goal of getting more people involved in life groups. We've kind of set an arbitrary number of 40 life groups with 10 to 15 people in it each. So that's a hard number, like say 700 people. What mechanism do we have in place to count those people and to actually see that we are achieving our goal? Right now, pen and paper. You got a pen and paper, you got a pen and paper. So this system has a way to track attendance. So in my life group, I'm going to go back to my profile. And again, this is a leadership profile now. The other profile was just a member, a new person looking for a group. Now I'm in a leadership profile. And I'm going to show you that I have, let's see, where did my events go? Okay, anyway, I want to demonstrate the record attendance feature. Oh, I have this all set up. Anyway, so here's my list, current list of people. I can just go and check, yep, he's here, he's here, he's here, he's not here, she's here. Save, okay? And that takes about a minute. Somebody there with a laptop in your group, you don't have to do it yourself. You can assign somebody there that's got an iPad, it's got a phone, something. You just go, you know what, you're going to take attendance, just sign in, 2 minutes later, you check the boxes, you're done. Now, it's a 2-minute inconvenience for you, but what does it help us do? It helps us track the progress of life groups. So we see how many are in your group, we see how many are in your group, and we can make a weekly or monthly report. Hey, here's our progress towards our goal of 700 people involved. This week we had 500 people in attendance at our life groups. We still got work to do. Let's get to the 700 number. So it's a promotional tool. It's a tracking tool. it's people leave the church and don't tell us why they left. You know, maybe they came to your life group 2 or 3 weeks in a row, and they didn't come 3 weeks in a row. Now you have a mechanism to say, you know what, this person and this family hasn't been here 3 weeks, I better follow up on them. Let's see what's going on. How can we reach out to them and help them? This also helps us on the organizational level to see people's activities. You know, we don't have eyeballs everywhere, but you know, we have people with eyeballs that can watch for us. So on a regular basis, we can have some kind of plan to monitor who's missing or who's been there, and just find a way to reach out to people, see if we can come alongside them and help them through whatever reason they're straying away, or you know what, maybe it's just good feedback for us. You know, why'd you leave? Well, this is why. Oh, okay. Well, let me bring that to my leadership team, and we'll see, you know, is this really something we want to work on, or if it's just a personal problem they're having, whatever. You get the idea. We're just trying to get away and find a way to continue to minister to people and help people. That's what we're here for, besides bringing honor and glory to God. So, with that said, I personally have written some guidelines for the leadership here in this team, in this room. I'm not going to give you a piece of paper. What I'm going to do is communicate it through the system. There's a way for me to present this document to all of you in the leadership group. So I'm kind of going to force you to get your hands dirty a little bit here to log in and find this document. I'm going to communicate it by email, and then if you lose your email, you can log into the leadership group, and you'll still be able to find this document in the list of files that are in that group. So what I'll also do is in that email, I'll communicate the address to where you need to go to set up your account, to log in, and make sure your information is correct, make sure your family's information is correct, and do whatever else you want to do in there. And that's it. So at this point, I'm just going to open up the questions, and you're first.
How come Tyler and Garrett weren't there Friday?
Because we sent them next door to grandmother's house to have her watch it. And if you're wondering who Roger Burgess is, that's my internet alter ego. So I use it for testing in a lot of places. Any other questions?
How many people here have actually logged into the system? Okay.
And what's interesting you asked that is there's a report here that I can easily click on, and I can see everybody who's logged in, how many times they've logged in, what time they logged in, all the IP addresses they logged in from, and I got eyeballs that can see all of your activities.
Conspiracy theory.
Now, if that scares you, great, but it encourages me because I can see how well this thing is getting into the culture of the church. So if there's some areas that are pretty weak at integrating this thing, maybe I need to spend a little more time with those people and have these meetings with them or have one-on-one conversations with them and just say, how can I help you? Because by you using this thing, you only help the church. By you not using it, you prevent the church from accomplishing the vision that we're setting out to do. So, any other questions? If there's enough people that, over the next month, there's enough people that want to get together and sit down with me in a group setting, I can use the Institute room. We can have a couple of laptops on the tables. We can just go through and walk through some of the functions. Maybe one of you can bring pizza, and we'll go through this thing together, and it just be informal. So I'm going to look to Bob for you to get some feedback from people, and I'm going to make myself available whenever you guys want to meet. So, what kind of pizza you want? No problem.
Would it be fair to say that this is kind of like Facebook for church, like our church? It's our online network.
Honestly, this could be used as Facebook is used. I don't want to tell you yes, it's Facebook because it's not. This is greater than Facebook. But you can socially network with people in this platform. You can take this as far as you want to go. The majority of people are socially networking on Facebook. You can integrate this into Facebook however you want. So is this a replacement for Facebook? No, it's not. Yes.
Not directly related to the life groups, but for instance, let's say the terminals that are down here, is that tapping into this, or is that something separate?
Those terminals, the Christmas tickets are not tapping into this.
What about volunteers?
The volunteer systems are. So if I sign up for Christmas cookies, you are actually using this system to volunteer and sign up. And what we've discovered is it makes our job easier because we can track. What happens is you give us all of your correct information right at that point. So we don't have to track you down. Hey, why is your email address bad? So every time you sign up for something, we're getting your current address and your current information. Some of the younger people change their email address, like I changed my socks. So, but that's part of the benefit of this tool is we stay current in communicating with you.
So I can sign up for the Christmas, handing out cookies and stuff through this on my own laptop in my own home.
Eventually, when the dust settles, we'll have that all thought out. I mean, right now, you could log into here and find the needs, and yes, you could sign up for that. You don't have to go through the terminals. You don't have to go through our website. You can log in right here, go right to the needs, and bam, you're in. Yes.
One thing I tried to do, and I'm sure this will be part of the training, is I had attempted to mail a couple of people in a group, email them. I can say I email one or the group. Is there a way to CC people? I've not seen that.
Okay, good question. What I've been trying to tell people is this platform is not for individual communications. If you just have one or two people you want to communicate on and not the group, I would say figure out whatever's easiest for you. If you're emailing stuff group-wide that everybody needs to use or hear, do it through the system.
Okay.
So if I want to talk to JJ, I'm not going through the system to do that. I'm going to go through my own personal contact stuff. So, but I mean, if there's enough people in your group where you say, you know what, I need to communicate with everybody except for this, the system has a way to remove the people that you don't need to send the message to, and that would be part of the training.
Okay.
When will you send out the emails for the accounts and stuff?
Today or tomorrow, even give me till Tuesday, I will communicate to all of you with whatever emails you have in the system now, how to log in and sign up and set up your profile. So give me a couple days to get that out into your hands. So if you wanted to do that right now, you could go to fbbc.ccbchurch.com and you can do that right now from any laptop. Yep.
Are all the groups going to be pre-populated in there once they're set, or are we going to have to do our own?
The existing groups are already in there. Am I correct, Luke? They're already, Luke is actually volunteered to be our database administrator for life groups. He's already been trained to some extent. He's already done some work on it. He's already populated the existing groups. So I believe you're part of JJ's, that's already set. So anybody else that already has an existing group, you're all set. I think I have a meeting after this one to discuss how to get new people in here.
Once you have a limit set for all of them, if somebody wants to get onto you already have a limit. Is there a way of them emailing to you to say it's on the group, is there any way to and ask for you to possibly allow them or something?
That was part of the first screen you saw when I did a search. It listed all the groups. 3 of them were full, mine was not. It still gave you a link to the leader's email, where you could contact them and say, you know what, is there any room for me, even though you say you're full. So, yeah. Any other questions? Right.
Let's say your group is closed and you get an email from someone or someone approaches you and says, I'd like to be in your group. How do we let you know? How do we fix it to where they can go on there and convert it?
Basically, I can't remember what our settings are for the group leaders, but you or Luke could probably add that person to your group.
I know I can.
He can. I don't know if we've trickled that down into the other.
I think I tried.
Yeah.
So we just don't want people indiscriminately adding and subtracting people. So if there's a situation like that, right now we're going through Luke to facilitate that.
So Luke, what you do, you open up the limit a little bit more?
I can open up the limit, or I could just add them above and beyond the limit, either way.
You can override it.
You could open up the limit and then go in and add
Yes.
yourself to it.
Yep.
And then you say really full on your
Right.
No,
Go to Rick's.
with Luke's privileges, he can override any limit. Related to life groups. Any other questions? All right, looks like I did okay.
You did great.